I rise today, Mr. Speaker, to call for the impeachment of the President of the United States of America.
Houston Congressman Al Green calling for the impeachment of President Trump on the congressional floor this morning. During his brief speech, Green said the president has obstructed justice in a recent investigation of Russian ties to his presidential campaign.
There is a belief in this country that no one is above the law, and that includes the President of the United States of America.
At the conclusion of Green's speech, the presiding officer of the House reminded members to abstain from statements that the president has committed an impeachable offense. Green joins other Democratic lawmakers like Maxine Waters of California, who has been discussing impeachment for months. Former FBI Director Comey has gone silent since he was fired earlier this month. But a recently released memo by Comey has sparked new criticism of how President Trump has approached the investigation into possible Russian interference. Mola Lenghi has the details from Capitol Hill.
Republican leaders say they support a vigorous investigation of possible Trump campaign ties with Russia.
We need the facts. It is obvious there are some people out there who want to harm the president, but we have an obligation to carry out our oversight regardless of which party is in the White House.
House Committee Chairman Jason Chaffetz has requested to see a newly revealed memo former FBI Director James Comey wrote in February claiming the president asked him to drop the investigation into fired National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. In that memo, Comey quoted the president, "I hope you can see your way clear to letting this go, to letting Flynn go. He's a good guy." The White House responded, saying the president has never asked Mr. Comey or anyone else to end any investigation.
Whether it breaks the law or not is not the point here. The point is he was trying to interfere with an investigation.
Well, so far, a majority of Republican lawmakers do not agree with their Democratic colleagues that there needs to be a special prosecutor to pick up this investigation. But with every new revelation, more of them are beginning to change their minds.
Increasingly, Republicans believe that we have to do something different than what we're doing today.
Members of both parties have called for Comey to come back to Capitol Hill to testify. Mola Lenghi for CBS News, Capitol Hill.
FBI sources tell CBS News that Director Comey would often document conversations he believed would later be called into question. It's also what the FBI trains its agents to do. More news in just a moment, but first, a look at our weather, and we've already had some rain this morning.
Yep, that's right. So those storms kind of fell apart as they were headed here. Then we got a bit of a break, but now we have some of those storms still popping up. So you can see they're moving out from the southwest, just those showers, really nothing too strong or severe, just have some of those light showers, that quick rain moving through and drifting to the northeast. Mainly just have this one isolated storm that's up here to the northeastern counties now. It's made its way through Madisonville, now it's into Houston and into Leon County. So we have a little bit of lightning and then just some quick rain going to continue to move on out. We also have meteorologist Mac Morris. He is out in the weather edge. He's actually off Highway 21 by the Rallis campus in Brazos County. So he is looking towards Bryan College Station, and you can see that those grounds, the sidewalk, the pavement, it's all kind of wet. We also have those cloudy skies, and that's what we have here on our live eye camera as well. It is going to be cloudy and muggy for the rest of today. Those temperatures, they are pretty warm. We're seeing about 75 degrees for Bryan College Station. We just had some of those showers come through, so that's why temperatures are a little bit cooler for us. But if you take a look down to the south, Huntsville, Conroe, about 10 degrees warmer. So we're going to continue to have a little bit some of these showers. So keep the umbrella close by. We'll take a look at your week's forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
They risk their lives to protect us each and every day. Today, law enforcement officers will be remembered at a memorial service in College Station. You're taking a live look at Veterans Park, where that service is just now getting underway. This service honors the brave men and women in blue from across the nation who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. News 3's Clay Falls is there, and we'll have more on the program tonight at 6. The opioid crisis is not only dangerous for those addicted to the drugs, but also for first responders. An Ohio police officer is back on the job following an accidental overdose from street fentanyl after a drug bust. The DEA says it is 40 to 50 times more powerful than street heroin. Jim Axelrod has the latest from East Liverpool, Ohio.
What's this white powder? And that's when I reached back accidentally came in contact.
You're standing roughly right here?
Yeah.
Just a few hours earlier, Officer Chris Green was helping arrest 2 men on alleged drug charges who were in this car. You can see the white powder on the floor. Officer Green doesn't know how some of that powder got on his sweatshirt, but when it ended up on his fingertips, that's all it took.
I fall backwards, and I'm trying to hold on to anything I can grasp.
Luckily, EMTs were already at the police station. Officer Green was given 1 dose of the opioid antidote naloxone and then rushed to the hospital where he received 3 more doses.
So a total of 4 doses of Narcan?
Yes, for simply touching that and or inhaling.
Am I being a little over dramatic here to say you could have died?
I don't think so.
But fentanyl, especially in powder form, is so dangerous and now spreading across the country so fast.
Fentanyl now is being sold.
That the DEA made a video warning police and emergency responders of the risks.
As long as this stuff is on the street, our men and women, our first responders, are going to be bumping into it, and it's extraordinarily dangerous for them.
When you hear about these stories, you think, that's only on TV. It's not going to happen to me. That's not going to happen to me. This drug doesn't care who it kills.
No conscience.
No conscience.
Officer Green says the suspects admitted to him that the white powder was fentanyl. This all happened on Friday. He was off Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, came back to work Tuesday, meaning with this harrowing story, Officer Chris Green never missed a regularly scheduled shift of work. Jim Axelrod, CBS News, East Liverpool, Ohio.
A state appeals court has temporarily halted Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton's criminal case on securities fraud charges as he presses for a new judge. The ruling Tuesday comes as Paxton is scheduled to stand trial in Houston in September on felony accusations that he misled investors in a tech startup. He has pleaded not guilty. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick issued an ultimatum to the Texas House this morning in Austin. He's pressuring lawmakers to pass 2 of his top priorities this legislative session: property tax relief and regulations on bathroom use for transgender Texans. Patrick says if the House fails to pass either of these items, he will then call on Governor Greg Abbott to hold as many special sessions as necessary to gain approval. A transgender soldier who once leaked government secrets to WikiLeaks is out of prison. Army Private Chelsea Manning was serving nearly 7 years of a 25-year sentence. Manning was released from military prison in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas this morning. Former President Obama commuted the sentence before leaving office. Earlier this month, Manning's attorney said his client is hopeful about the future.
I think it's a combination of real joy and excitement and nervousness about actually being out.
Chelsea was known as Bradley before transitioning in prison. She attempted suicide twice last year and went on a hunger strike to protest what she said was a lack of treatment for her gender dysphoria. Manning will remain on active duty but unpaid, which among other things entitles her to military medical care. Workers in the city of New Orleans removed another Confederate statue overnight. The decision to take down the PGT Beauregard monument came after protesters clashed with supporters earlier this month. Barricades went up around the monument Monday, but additional ones were placed yesterday as the city began to prepare for the removal. The PGT Beauregard monument is the 3rd Confederate monument in New Orleans targeted for removal.
It's one of many statues that needs to be removed. So I'm very happy that the city is finally getting to it.
I've taught in this city, public high school, for almost 20 years. Never had race problems. I didn't know we had race problems until Mitch Landrieu brought it up.
A piece of legislation making its way through the Louisiana State House could stop the removal of further monuments. It would take the right to remove away from city leaders and put it in the hands of the citizens for a vote. It was approved by the House this week and is still awaiting approval in the Senate. Time now for Pump Patrol. We've got the lowest gas prices for you. Sam's Club on Highway 6 is $1.98. Murphy USA on Briarcrest $2.01 and Valero on East 29th Street just a penny more. To find the lowest gas prices in your area, go to KBTX.com, click on the Features tab, and look for Pump Patrol. We've seen some rain this morning. What about the afternoon? Carly lets us know when we can put those umbrellas away. Coming up on News 3 at noon.